Welcome to 49ers Breakdown. My name is Aaron, and today we are going to be breaking down Week 17, 49ers versus the Houston Texans, where Trey Lance got a second start. And one thing I will note is that we will not be able to do the all 22. So for some reason, Game Pass will not let me do the all 22 with this particular game. It seems like I can do it with every other game, but not this particular game. But we're still going to break down that film. We're still going to break it down. As you guys can see, I have how old is this hat? Like 30 years old, 31, 32, 33 years old hat. Okay, this is right after the Niners won their back-to-back Super Bowls, 88 and 89. I bought this hat for my dad when I was a kid with my lawn mowing money, and he kept it, and I got it back, and I get to rock it now. So it's official. It is absolutely official. And if somebody ends up joining live, if there's anybody watching live right now, please, this is a platform in which I'd like to get people online to break down film with me. But in any case, we're going to get to the film and break down this game, have some fun. Let's get into it. I'm excited to break this down. Again, I do not have the all 22 for this one, but we're going to go from the regular sideline TV view and just break down this game. Break down Trey Lance's second start he becomes what it looks to seem to be the new 49ers starting quarterback. So let's check it out. Please like and subscribe, share this video if you think it is beneficial. First down for Houston here, and little 11 personnel. And it's interesting, we see DJ Jones just flash. He's quick off the ball, just shoots the gap, flashes, gets a tackle for loss there, and that's why DJ Jones got his money. But what's interesting here is, of course, we got Armstead on the inside now, so you guys can see that Armstead is playing that 3-tech, and again, DJ just gets off the doggone ball. But we see Ebukam in a speed rush role with Bosa working off the left side. I love Armstead playing here. And we're in the nickel because they are playing a lot of 11 personnel here. So a little play action pass. Ebukam gets home, forces the down, the quick dump off throw, and the Niners rally. Niners here showing double A gap blitz. Okay, they're bailing and coverage. And once again, we're getting home, forcing the check down. Nice series of plays for the defense. Marcel did a nice job there. And really what you like to see for the Niners defense, getting off the field quick, right? Stop them on first down, make second down more predictable, then get off the field on third down. Again, welcome everybody that's watching. First down for Trey, and we are in 21 personnel, and they're going a little bit of zone. So now this is like a slide zone essentially. Ultimately, let's see here. Let me get this played back for you real quick. Let's go back here to first down. So on this play, on typical zones, if it's a zone read, you're going to read that guy, right? You're going to read this guy. But on split zone, or what some people call slide zone, you bring back, right? You're going to bring back a guy to block this guy, okay? So my path is here. I'm aiming at the front side, 1-tech, and I'm thinking I'm going to be able to get a cutback here. Now, when I watch this play, I see Elijah, he's reading here. I see a huge cutback lane right here. Huge cutback lane right there. Elijah doesn't go for that. As you can see, he carries to the outside, but I see a big cutback lane right there. Trent's got his guy buried. We're sealed to the outside. We're up to backers. There's a big cutback lane there. This guy is getting off of Mac's block, but Mac's doing a real good job because he's reaching, right? So with that said, there's your cutback lane. Elijah was a really good running back for us. Late in the year, he kind of dwindled a little bit, but he had a lot of work on his legs, right? He had a lot of carries on those legs, so it makes sense that he would wear down a little bit. Nonetheless, we get 2 yards here and set up a 2nd and 8. Looks like Debo's in the backfield here, so you could call it 21 personnel if you wanted to. If you're considering Debo a running back. If not, you could say 11, but ultimately it's probably 21 type personnel. At least the defense is considering that Debo is likely a runner. So in this play here, this is a counter read play. This is a counter read play where we're reading backside. Now if these guys come down, now Trey's reading this guy. Unfortunately, they're overloaded to that side, so they have an extra body. This should have been probably kept by Trey. If I was designing this play, I would keep the backside tackle home to seal that guy and force the read be off on the forced defender, the outside guy. But Trey nonetheless is reading this guy. He's coming down towards Trey, so he hands the ball off. You could see Lakin and Trent pulling up on what is kind of like a counter. So this is like a sweep to the outside here and a counter here. So this is a dual option play where there's two options that they can run. They can run the sweep to the top of the field, or Trey can keep the ball and run here. But they gave us an odd look here to where this guy can make the tackle here and this guy's unblocked. That's why I would keep Trent home, because you can see Trent's coming on under here with really nobody to block, because that corner should be blocked by Elijah, right? So in any case, tough read for Trey. He actually made the right read, but nowhere to go because of the defense. And Justin Reed is a player. That guy right there is going to be on Kansas City next year, and that kid could play. That kid could absolutely play. So we got a tight end on the field, and then 3 wide receivers. So ultimately, what you're looking at here is like, would they call that 1 personnel? Because that's 4 wide receiver set. So I believe that's 1 personnel. Unless I'm missing something here. And, this is 3rd and 10. I don't like the bunch concept in 3rd and 10 because it takes a lot of time to get separation. You got too many guys right here to get the ball out quick on 3rd and 10. So Trey's looking. This is what I call a squirrel or a whip route. So he's coming out and he's coming back in, but he's sitting right there on it. He's over the top of that. They're underneath here. And there's really nowhere for Trey to go. So Trey does the right thing. By the time he gets there, he can't flip his hips and throw there because he has a guy here in his line of fire. So Trey does the right thing and tries to get what he can and get out of bounds. I really don't like the play call there. Love Kyle Shanahan, but not my favorite play call. So 1st down, they get a little bit of a gain there on an outside zone. That was the return. So 1st down, and there's an inside zone play. Okay, again, it's split zone, and they get a little bit more than what we'd like to see. But because of their personnel, I mean, it makes sense that they would. So they're running a 12 personnel here, 1 running back, 2 tight end look, and running a G concept or a trap concept. And Eric Armstead does a really nice job there to get off that block, make a play. And we gotta like what we see out of now. This is a 3rd and 1, and they run a speed option to the top of the field. And you gotta like what Jaquiski does here. Uses his hands. Jaquiski is always good using his leverage and against the run. And of course, Warner cleans up. Ebicom cleans up. It's a nice play. Bosa's there as well, forcing a 4th and 2. Again, so there's 2 3-and-outs to start the game for the 49ers defense. You gotta like that. Gotta like that. Special teams struggled all year, and at least we get a positive gain there nonetheless. 1st down. Okay, so we got juice in the slot. Okay, I can't tell if this is Elijah, but that would be 11 personnel, and empty formation. And I like what we see here. He would have been able to get a quick release here, but unfortunately Compton gets beat on an inside rush. So Trey gets away, tries to step up, checks it down, gets 2 yards. You got to like that. I mean, I think that's a heck of a play. Jimmy's getting sacked on that play. So that's a really nice play considering. Now this is a creative play that I like that Kyle does, running that jet sweep with a tight end. You don't see that from a lot of teams, right? You're not going to see a tight end running jet sweep. So again, on 1st down, Trey makes something out of nothing. And on 2nd down here, what we're looking at is 21 personnel. Okay, 21 personnel. You got Juice right here in a tight wing. You got George in a tight wing, and they're going to run fly sweep to the top of the field or jet sweep to the top of the field. Nice quick handoff. Okay, what they're doing is they're not blocking the end. They're saying, George, you're fast enough to break his contain. So get outside and break his contain. We got man-on-man blocks here. They're going to go ahead and fake the zone, the wide zone to the wide side of the field here. And George does a good job right up there, getting north and south, and ultimately getting really, really close to the stick. So I like that. I like that. I mean, that's a creative play where by formation you don't think they're going to run fly sweep, right? You don't think you're going to run fly sweep with a fullback or a tight end. So Niners come out here with the jumbo personnel. It looks like we have 2 tight ends to the top of the screen, so some 12 personnel. It might even be, I can't really tell. It might be 13, but yeah, because I don't think Juice is in there. So, and they go with a quarterback sneak with Trey Lance. So, I mean, you're going to get movement, and I like the call. I like the call. Trey's got the ability to get that first down very easily. So, we're moving the chains. Nice job here. Okay, we're coming out in 12 personnel. Okay, we have tight splits with our receivers. Okay, that sets up a lot of movement on play action. That can set up a lot of movement on play action. If you're in here and you want to join, click that StreamYard in the chat and feel free to jump up and join and break this down with me. No pressure, but that's what this channel is all about. We're going to break down film, and we can do that together if you would like. First down, all right, and 21 personnel. Tight splits from the receivers, creates a lot of movement on play action, and they go ahead and run a lead zone. I mean, that's just good, to the short side of the field. You're running behind Lakin, you're running behind Trent. That's good movement. We gotta like to see that, right? You gotta like to see that. Let's look at it again. Let's go ahead and look at that again. Now on this play, again, we're not reading the backside end. Okay, so this is split zone. That's what they call this, split zone. Still call it slide. But ultimately, we're not reading this guy because we're under center. So we're going to kick him. And we're going to lead with our fullback up on backer. Okay, so it's a really nice job across the board. And, Elijah gets north and south and gets a nice 13, 14-yard gain on first down. I like split zone a lot. It can really work well into play action because after you see the tight end go and kick that guy, now he can run to the flat off of play action. So here we have first down. There it is right there. So that ball is just a little bit underthrown. That's a simple throw that I think we want to see Trey make. But off of their last look, now they're running that same type of movement where he would kick. It's a different player, different formation, but he would kick the end. Now they're running play action off of that boot, and Trey makes the right read. Okay, he makes the right read. We just want to see that ball on the front side hip. Let him get it and let him run. Nonetheless, it's a completion, right? It's a completion for a gain on first down, and that's important. Right? These type of throws, these simple throws, Trey's going to refine. Actually, I think they showed a highlight of Trey Lance in high school playing defensive back, making a tackle there. All right, so what we see here is another read play. Okay, so this is another read play, but it's not a zone read play. It's a gap read play. Okay, so I'll show you that. So what we have here is we have Lakin pulling, we have Trent pulling, okay, and then we have lead blocker Jeff Wilson, and again, we're reading this backside end. Okay, Trey makes the right read, and Justin Reed, that dude can just flat play. I love him. There's Trey making a play, huh? All right. So here you can see we have the fly motion coming, a lead blocker. We have numbers either way on this. Because of the way they're aligned to the wide side of the field, I would almost prefer that Trey hand this ball off. But he does make the right read because he's reading this end. And if that end comes down, then Trey keeps. For me, what I would do is I would keep Trent home and block this guy and read the forced defender. If he's going in motion, then this guy becomes forced defender, right? He has to fill the alley. So if this guy carries across the field with that motion, then he becomes forced defender. And so we can block this guy, we could cut him even, and then we can read the forced defender on these plays. But Kyle on these plays runs it more like a counter or a power concept where he's pulling guard and tackle. I would just pull guard. I would just pull guard, and you'll see why. Because right here, we have numbers, right? We have numbers. Now, he's lead blocking. We got Lakin coming up. So we got these two guys blocked, sealed, and taken care of. Either way you look at it, it's an effective play. If Trey can get outside and get off a block, but this guy is a ball hawk. Justin Reed is a baller. Kansas City got rid of Honey Badger and went and got this guy, and this is why right here. He flies to the football. He flies to the football. I really like him. He's better than his brother was. Of course, his brother was Eric Reed, who played for the Niners. 11 personnel. Juwan Jennings in the game in the slot. Okay, it's 3rd and 2 here. What do we do? 3rd and 2. Zone read. And guess who shows up, right? Guess who shows up? Your boy Reed right there. I mean, he is an absolute player. I honestly think, again, Trey's making the right read, but Kyle gets really, really happy with, did I really just do that? Did I really just take that all the way back to the, okay, there we go. So this would be the 4th down play here. Kyle gets really happy with, I'm sorry, you guys. I jumped back there on some, so there's the 4th down. Let me jump forward here. I apologize. Normally I break down the all 22s and I can move it from play to play. They don't have the all 22 for this game. I'm not exactly sure why, but we're going to jump forward to this and get to there. So there's Reed right there. That's the play we saw before, and we're going to see him again come up. So this guy walks up, okay? This guy's walking up. Trey's reading, he's thinking this is the end here, but he doesn't realize this is now the forced defender. This is the forced defender. If this guy walks up, Trey's got to hand this ball off. He's got to hand this ball off, because what happens is now this guy's in position to play. And look at how quick Reed fills this alley. This is why Kansas City went and got this guy. I was secretly hoping the Niners would pick him up. He can play, but look how he just, right? He's going to make that play even if this defensive back doesn't make the play. So this is a tough play, but you can see Elijah probably would have got that gain. I don't want my quarterback being put in this position so often. I think Kyle really depends on running Trey too much. I'd like to see Trey run when the play breaks down. When they're throwing the football and the play breaks down, there's nobody to throw to because they're dropping 8 in coverage. Now he can run like Russell Wilson, old school Steve Young. But Kyle wants to run him like he's a college or high school quarterback, and he's getting stuck by 2 guys. I don't like it. Then he comes out on 4th down, and they try to run a speed option. Yeah, and really Trey doesn't even run it. He's just running a leverage pitch. This just becomes like a leverage pitch sweep play, but they got numbers here. Trey's got to get down the line, force this guy to take him and pitch that, but he just opens up and leverage pitches that. So really there's no hope for this play, and the Niners get stopped. I don't like the play call on the last 2 plays. Again, I really like Kyle Shanahan, but I don't like those play calls. Okay, those aren't the play calls that you're going to run when Jimmy's in the game. And I think you got to trust Trey the same way you would a Matt Ryan and a Jimmy. He's your Q. He's your Q. Yeah, he's young. Yeah, he's going to make some mistakes, but he can throw the ball. He can make all the throws, and it opens up your offense to be able to run a lot more if he can run the entirety of the offense, if that makes sense. So 1st and 10 for Houston. Niners are in the wide 9. And, they get a quick completion across the middle. Davis Mills is a capable quarterback. 2nd and short here. They're running a little bit of lead zone, inside belly zone, run play, and they get the 1st down. They get the 1st down here. 1st and 10 for Houston. Okay, play action. Fortunately, we don't have the all 22, but he checks it down. Drop ball. Fred was in a good position. We're rallying to the flats. That's what we want to see. Okay, so here we're in nickel. They motion. They're trying to run a hot screen. K1 comes up so well. That's the shark. That's the shark right there. And Fred flies, do a great job rallying to the football. The Niners do a really good job rallying to the football. Now the Niners come out in what looks to be cover 2 man. Okay, and I really like it when they overload, right? And right here they have Bosa standing up. right? So they have Bosa standing up. They're trying to put Bosa in a position to where he can be one-on-one with the guard, and they have to slide protect. But Brandon Cooks, they're trying to get the ball off quick, and Niners do a great job there and force a 4th and 12 and a punt. So what looked to be maybe like a promising drive for Houston is halted. Niners special teams, very tough all year long. I mean, you got to get out there and catch that ball and prevent, from being on the 1 yard line or 2 yard line here. So 1st and 10, 21 personnel. Kittle goes in motion, and little lead play here to get some room for Trey. Type of play you run on 3rd down, right? As opposed to trying to run Trey all the time. Looks like we're in 11 personnel here. Or excuse me, this would actually be 20 because we have 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs. So 20 personnel. And quick release there. Trey didn't like what he saw. I'll show you why in a second, but he moves. That's a great play. So as we go back here, you're going to see, okay, watch what happens at the top of the screen here. So they rush. This linebacker is going to flash right here. Trey doesn't feel comfortable fitting that ball in there or there because of pressure here. He doesn't want to take the safety. Okay, he's not comfortable. He's trying to move, but he's realizing, okay, we got 3 guys over the top plus 4. That's 4 on 2. Let me get back to the other side of the field. Steps up in the pocket. We got the reroute, the scramble drill. Ayuk's getting outside. He throws a laser for a 1st down. You got to like that. That close to the end zone, having the poise that Trey has right there, I think is really good. Okay, so I like that play a lot. Right here, we're running basically outside zone sweep with the lead blocker with Debo. Really nice play. I think a lot of people, all this is really is wide zone, wide lead zone. Everything up front is reach blocking, so everybody's man over, man over, man over. Reach blocking to the next level. And you can see Trent just does a great job keeping his feet moving, right? Just staying on his block. And the Niners do a great job blocking to the whistle. Forrester is a tremendous offensive line coach. And nice 1st down play. Nice 1st down play there. No reads. We're just running the doggone ball. We're handing the ball off. We're not reading. We're running the ball. All right, so we got 11 personnel. Jawan Jennings in motion and play action. Trey flips his hips, but he notices he's got 2 on 1 here, so he's trying to get to the next level of the progression. Throws a nice pass to Sherfield. You got to like that. I think you really got to like that because what you see here is in flip quick, and he wants to get rid of that, but he's seeing the pressure here. He's seeing this guy being able to rally, and he realizes that he's got the over route coming across here, and he makes the right play. Okay, flips his hips, makes a nice throw to Sherfield. You got to like it. That's the type of movement play that Jimmy would struggle with. Right here, again, we're faking the fly sweep. We're coming back on a split zone. Okay, so we're kicking, holding the backside, split inside zone. Elijah gets vertical. Really nice play. Really nice play. Okay, so Kyle, you feel like Kyle's starting to get into a rhythm. So we're giving influence to jet sweep. And you see here, Kittle's going to come back to seal. But, it's interesting. It's really sealed by Lakin's block there. He almost doubles down. Mac does such a good job sealing down here that just a wide open lane there on the inside zone for Elijah to run through. So split zone, inside zone, great run by Elijah Mitchell there. But what happens? They get a hold. Supposedly a hold on the best tackle in the NFL. I don't know about that. But nonetheless, they get a hold. So it goes to 1st and 8. And then I believe we have a timeout here by the Niners. And Kyle's saying, hey, I didn't order that for dinner. You know what I mean? I ordered something else. All right, so 1st down here. 1st and 8. Jawan in motion again. And they're now running more of an outside zone concept off of it. But Kyle obviously liked the look that he got by formation on that. Again, I did not order that. All right. So what we're getting is a 3-tech to the top, forcing them into a nickel. Okay, a nickel situation. Mac just does a really good job of absorbing blitzes. And if you can absorb a blitz, what happens is everybody else is man on man, and you can create a seam to get to the next level on any type of zone run. So now, again, we're lead zone, wide zone to the outside here. Then whenever you see the pitch there, it's that wide zone to the wide side of the field here. And we like to get juice up on a backer. And it looks like there's going to be a beautiful cutback lane here. Let's see if he hits it. There it is. Nice job. Nice run by Elijah Mitchell. Getting north and south. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. What a great pickup he was. A late round draft pick and really does a nice job. You could call it 11 personnel. You could call it 21 if you want to call Debo a running back. But Debo goes from the slot to the backfield here on 1st and 10. And what are they running? They're running wide zone the opposite way, right? This is stretch. So everybody's man over. We're reach blocking. We're coming down and we're leading up on the corner. This is a nice design if he can get outside leverage. Ultimately, they do a good job of getting upfield, stringing the play wide, and rallying. So now we're at 2nd and 11. It looks like 21 personnel because we got Juice in the slot up top. That's Kittle. Okay. And they're running some crossers. And ultimately, I don't know what you expect Trey to do on this, right? We're running some crossing routes, and unfortunately, we're getting boggled down on these crossing routes, right? So it's like a mesh concept. Unfortunately, again, we don't have the all 22, but from what I initially saw, it looked like a mesh concept. So we got a crosser coming here. We're going to go vertical up top with these two guys. He's running the wheel. We got a crosser here and a crosser here on the mesh. But we get collisions right here, which slows it down. So he can't initially throw this like he wants. And by the time he's able to step up and throw, he's got somebody in his jaw, right? And these two guys are in the same place. Kittle's eyes aren't back, so that he can't really make that throw right when he needs to make that throw. Why was that? Because Kittle got collisioned off the line of scrimmage. You disrupt timing, it's tough. By the time Kittle gets his head back around, Trey's getting his lunch ate, right? So you can't really blame Trey on that. You can't blame Trey. Kittle's got to get a free release. Houston does a good job jamming him to disrupt things. So we go from positive games and running the football to 3rd and 19. 3rd and 19. Jeez. Looks like 11 personnel with Juice and Kittle in the backfield. They start out in max protection, running 3 vertical concepts. Looks like Kittle's able to get out and likely look like we'll have a dig here. And Trey's able to step up and throw that inside route. Jennings makes a catch, and nice little completion there. That's about all you could ask for, on that. When you're releasing 3 guys into a 2 shell, that's about all you can ask for. He didn't force anything, didn't commit the turnover, so I like that play. We got a 0-0 ball game going into the second quarter here. Unfortunately, some penalties have stopped that drive, right? Put us in a tough spot. I don't think Kyle's called the greatest game yet, and I honestly think that Trey has played about as well as he could considering the circumstances. First down, okay. Niners showing they got blitz. All-pro Fred rallies to the flat like the monster he is. Brandon Cooks, man, I tell you, that guy is he just makes plays. Brandon Cooks makes plays. Somehow we could get a first-round pick, 1st and a 3rd from Houston and Brandon Cooks. I would take that for Debo. Let's go. Little split zone concept. And Omenahu does a good job coming down the line to make the play. Our defensive line got washed a little bit. Don't like to see that. I do like to see this. I like to see a 3 surface side defensive line forcing the offensive line to slide to these guys. What it does is it forces a 4-man slide and a 1-on-1 with Nick Bosa. Now, if they don't want to go 1-on-1 with Nick Bosa, they have to keep their tight end in, right? Which would ultimately mean they got 6 blocking 4. And that gives us a really good option in coverage. So it looks like the Niners are running cover 1 robber here, where they're bringing their free safety down in a robber, and we're manned up across the board the rest of the way. And so Bosa gets the one-on-one we're looking for. The tight end releases, so Bosa gets the one-on-one we're looking for. That's always going to be trouble for another team. That's why that ball's coming out so quick. Fred jumps the quick route. He knows where the sticks are at. Thomas jumps his quick route. Excuse me, that's Marcel Harris. Jumps that. He knows where the sticks are at. Ambry Thomas jumps his route. He knows where the sticks are at. Third down and makes a really nice play. You'd like to see him catch that, though, because that's a house call. That's a pick six. But nonetheless, forcing a fourth down, that's good defense. It's sound fundamental defense, right? Sound fundamental defense, right? He see how he's got his feet stuck. He's forcing the receiver to go around him, and so he can flip his hips and take off the top. He knows he has safety help over the top, right? So Marcel's doing a good job cutting underneath. He's anticipating they're going to try to run some sort of comeback at the sticks, and does a really good job, being physical and stopping that play. And he could have had a house call. There, but he didn't. Special teams, Niners struggled with special teams all year long, minus the Green Bay game when the special teams played amazing. But this is actually a fairly good return. And a nice play by Ayuk to get some good yardage, good blocking by the Niners there on special teams. And so first down here, Debo goes in motion. Looks like we got 21 personnel here. Motion to the top. Split zone fake. Now that's that fake I was telling you about. So now we got play action going. We got Debo on the wheel, and we got, I remember this play. Kittle's coming across, and then he's going to come up. This is the play here where Trey's expecting something instead of reading. He knows what he wants before he throws this. Unfortunately, you can't anticipate like that in the NFL because teams are going to fool you in coverage. They scout your best plays. And what you see here is you see Kittle take off vertical. Well, what we'll see right here is when we stop the film, we're going to see this guy wide open in the middle of the field, okay? So they got Debo on an over. Debo's on an over here. This guy's running the dig. And then they got Kittle running that wheel. But he's guarded. He's bracketed. They got safety help over the top. They got a nickel corner cover or a safety underneath, and really just a poor play by Trey. But it's a rookie play, right? It's a rookie play. I mean, you got to expect him to make some of those mistakes. So with that, he knows it. See how he knows that? And Trey's the type of guy that's going to learn from his mistakes. So that was an obvious mistake. He had the dig open across the middle of the field, and he went with that out and up from Kittle because he probably got it in practice and thought he would get it in the game. So that's a learning mistake from a very young quarterback. Remember, he only played 1 year of college football. Okay. Oh, here we go. So they're showing this concept here. So what we see here is we're going to see Debo go vertical here. Okay. And you're going to see, okay, here we go. Now watch this. Debo goes vertical, but watch Ayuk. Okay. Ayuk is open right here. Okay, so the problem is they are kind of cloudy, but you can see this safety taking off. His head is turned to Trey. Trey's looking here thinking he's going to get this, but they got safety help here. If my safety's vertical like that, I know I got the middle of the field if this guy's back's turned. Tough read for Trey, but this is the window right here. This is the window right here where this ball needs to be. See this, you guys? So this is where this ball needs to be delivered, right? And he's still running. Debo's pretty much, you might be able to get that vertical to him, but this is where you want that ball in that window right there, wide open. Now they're pointing to this, but I see two guys on that. For me, this dig is wide open. Hopefully you guys can see that as well. Okay, this is where the ball needs to go. That, there's 2-on-1. That, we're bracketed 2-on-1, and guys chasing. I got man here. This guy is wide open. Nobody is there. So at any rate, Debo might be open there, but by the time, you guys see what I'm saying. There's two guys there. So that's not where you want to throw the football. It's on that dig to Ayuk is where you want to throw it. But guess what? Trey Lance is a quick learner, you guys. He's looking at the film already. He knows he made the mistake. It's all right. So Davis Mills gets the ball back, 1st and 10. They run a little quick hitch, quick out, speed out to Brandon Cooks, who's maybe the most underrated receiver in the NFL. I don't say that lightly. Houston comes out with the interesting formation here where they're adding an extra tackle. So they're going guard, tackle, tackle. I like it. Give you more beef up front. Tight end, receiver. So it gives you the idea that, hey, we can run the football to the strong side of the field. But what happens is when teams see that, they start to overplay the strong side, and it also gives you opportunities to run clean dives off the weak side. So what do? They just run center up the middle, and they get that first down, 2nd and 1. K1 came off the nickel, off the slot. Nice right there. He did such a good job of that. He really does a great job of that. But look at how low Jordan Willis gets. He ain't playing around. He's trying to burst off that ball low. Once again, same formation. Guard, tackle, tackle. Right? Usually it's just guard, tackle, right? Everybody knows that. Tight end. So they got beef. If I was them, I'd call this beef right. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a name to every formation. But it's an interesting personnel grouping. And now they're running play action off of it. And because they have max protection, it enables them to have time for him to sit and read. Luckily, the Niners do a great job in coverage there. But you saw how much time he had just by them bringing in that extra offensive lineman. Gives them a lot of time. So 2nd and 10 here to Cooks. Cooks is just reliable as can be. Just as reliable as can be in these type of situations. A really, really good play for them, but they jump here. They jump, and that's partially due to the formation the Niners were in. The Niners were making it look like they were rushing, they were blitzing, and so we get a little bit of jump there. So 3rd and 9 now. 3rd and 9, we got a wide 9 technique, too high safety look. It looks like cover 2 man. Okay, they typically when teams run this formation, they start with max protection and then peel these guys out into routes. They got Cooks in the slot here, so you're ultimately looking at what would be like a 20 personnel. Okay, so 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. Niners come up and they are bringing 6, so this turns into a cover 0 concept. But what they do, and what I like, is it's called, you could call it peel, or some people call it bob or bow. It's a blitz concept where if your guy stays in the block, you keep. Look at how beautiful that is. If your guy stays in the block, you keep blitzing. But if your guy, watch Fred here. Fred's blitzing, but what happens? His guy releases. So now he's in a hug technique. He's got bow, back out. So he's going to take that guy. He's blitzing unless his guy releases, and then he takes that guy. But Davis Mills does a great job stepping up and finding his receiver. I mean, just a really nice play. But it looks like we got a holding also on the Niners there. I mean, it's a really good timing play. A nice play by Davis Mills to step up and make that play. So 1st and 10 for them. They're running a pitch with a arc release to the outside, and All-Pro Fred makes an All-Pro play. He may not have started out the year like everybody wanted him to. Okay, but what they do is they arc release the tackle and they're blocking down from that bunch formation. Okay, they're blocking down from that bunch formation. Here's All-Pro Fred right here. Okay, so Bosa kind of gets chipped and blocked, but starts to work down the line. He's working down the line. That enables Fred to have a lane, right? Fred to have a lane. Great job by K1 again. K1 comes up and takes on linemen. Really nice play, by Fred to get up there. You're talking about a 1-yard gain, which, a play that looked like it had a lot of potential. So Niners come back out. They're in their nickel, all right? And we got Jaquiski down, so it looks like a cover 1 look, a robber type look, and he does a good job stepping in there. Unfortunately, we're getting washed. Ambry's got to get up in here. You got to get up in here, Ambry. You can't wait for that. You got to attack that right there. But of course, he's a rookie, so they get a little bit more than they should there on that. But Ambry's got to be able to hit that. So again, looking like it's a cover 1 type concept. We're standing in the gap. They're in an empty formation. On 3rd and 3. So you got to expect something quick. You want to take away inside routes. And ultimately the Niners bail out of this. And what they do is they give up that play to Cooks. Remember I told you about Cooks as a player. So when your safety comes up here, and you got a safety in the middle of the field, right? So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then your safety's off in the middle of the field. You know that safety's gonna have a really hard time getting all the way to the sideline. Now, because it's man, what they do is they're running a hitch to the bottom, and they're just saying, all right, you're on a safety or you're on a nickel. Cooks, you make a play and get to this corner, right? And even as good as K1 is as a nickel, Brandon Cooks, exceptional receiver. I'm going to take that one-on-one. So that's what he does. First down. Okay, they're running split zone. All right, Niners do a good job coming up. Freddie misses a tackle. Just got to make that play, but really good job filling right there. Just got to make that play a little bit better. They're coming out in that beef formation, okay? Now they're starting to look to run it to the weak side of that because the Niners are overplaying the strong side. Another good game, simple concept. I really actually kind of like the way they're doing this. Again, guard, tackle, tight end. Beef right. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of load right there. It makes it hard on a defense to adjust. Because if you load up the box here, if you're loading to the strong side, then they have numbers on the weak side. So it's interesting formational concept. It puts the defense in a conundrum on exactly how to play it. But what they do is they're just running ISO. They're just running blast. And they can do that because they have so much beef up there. This is old school football. This is like old school, single wing T, 1970s style football, 1950s style football, where we're just going to fire off the football with down blocks, right? We're going to get man on man. We're going to get double team at the point of attack here. We're going to get man on man. We'll leave the corner and the safety, and we're going to get inside the B gap and make those guys come up and tackle, right? It's just good. It's good scheme. It's good scheme. There's not much you can do. I mean, a 3-yard gain against something like that would be acceptable for most teams. So the Niners are coming out in what looks to be cover 2 man. Real soft, though. Could even have been just straight cover 2 because we see Ambry really get to that flat quick. Nice play by Ambry Thomas. Now they got, I believe that's Cooks isolated in a one-on-one. Safety is shading over there, and I like that. Especially because we had a tough time with some of our corners when they were one-on-one. So I like the safety shade to this side because we're trying to number with their beef right, where it's guard, tackle, tight end, right? So we're trying to. And I also like the fact they put Armstead. It looks like Armstead is out here at defensive end versus this. This is when Armstead needs to play defensive end. This is when Armstead should play defensive end, right? So they're going to run that concept again, but they ain't going nowhere. And part of that reason is because we have Armstead there at defensive end. He's such a stout run defender at defensive end. Do not like him there at pass at all. And I love the fact they're playing him at 3-tech. This looks to be potentially cover 2 or cover 2 man. And they're trying to get that ball. This is tough. This is Brandon. They're putting Brandon Cooks on a linebacker. I don't care who your linebacker is. When you put a guy like Brandon Cooks on him, it's going to be tough. So what they're doing is they're taking away any type of safety help by running these verticals, right? By running the verticals. And the way the Niners are running this, it forces the cover 2 look to be taking that middle seam guy, that splitter. He's called a splitter. This guy's going to try to split the cover 2 zone. And all he has to do is get Fred to flip his hips one way and just push off and find that. So they know what they want to do. They know if they get cover 2 there, they're going after that. And he's just going to work leverage, okay? So because they're in trips to the top of the field, we're going to read number 2, but that puts Brandon Cooks on my middle linebacker. And that's a very, 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 so he's going to come in and look out. Easy play. It's a good design. That splitter always gives middle linebackers trouble. But when it's Brandon Cooks, when it's the best receiver, see how he doesn't see that little head fake? Fred doesn't know if he's going to cross his face or what he's going to do. And Davis Mills does a great job putting it on his back shoulder. He knows where to put that ball, and it's just too easy. I mean, there's not much Fred can do. You have an elite wide receiver running that concept against you. There's really not a lot you can do as a middle linebacker. And Fred played that about as clean as you can play it. It's a really good concept. And that's that. So it's 7-0 going into the, 2 minutes. We got a 2-minute drill here, right? 7-0. What do the Niners do? Well, we're going to bring the kick out. Jermichael Hasty's like, I need to get some money here. And he has a decent little return, okay? Probably would have kneeled on it to save some time. Niners come out in 11 personnel if you want to call Debo a running back. If not, you would call this 1 personnel. And then they're just going to give him that ball on a G lead concept. I don't know what Wilson was doing in this play. Wilson's got to be in a position here. If this is supposed to be a sweep, then he's got to come up and attack somebody. But he is just, that's lazy. He needs to be up attacking. It looks like he should be getting forced defender. But Debo knows he's not doing nothing. So Debo's like, I'm gonna have to cut back because I can't get outside of that. That's just tough. I don't know what Jeff Wilson's doing there because he didn't help the play. He didn't help the play. But that sweep play there to Debo didn't really work. A little G concept, gap concept to the outside. All right, so now we again have 11 personnel, or what you could call 1 personnel. Well, actually, it's going to be, that's not a receiver in motion. That's a running back. So might as well call it 11 with Debo in the backfield, right? So they motion to like a Trey concept, send him on the, and they get the ball out fairly quick on the screenplay. Could have been out a little quicker. Trey could have got that ball out just a little bit quicker, but not the greatest scheme or concept for that play. Niners are still trying to find a rhythm in this game. And so again, 11 personnel with Kittle in the slot. And Trey does a nice job. That's a laser. That's where it needs to be. Unfortunately, it's not enough. It's just not enough because we didn't get production on the first 2 plays. Because I don't have the all 22, I can't check the routes further down the field. But that was decent timing on getting that ball out. In addition, he threw it with good velocity. So you take what they give you. And right there, it looked to be that's what Trey was doing. So first down here, and they're gonna run the ball. Only a minute left here in the first half. And the Niners are down 7-0, right? 7-0. And I don't think you could put a lot of that on Trey. Trey's had 1 bad play in this first half. Right here you see that Ebukam and Armstead get home. So that's really nice to see those players make plays when the team needs them. Now people be like, this is just Houston, right? Well, this is the same Houston that beat Arizona like a week or 2 before this. This Houston team was not a pushover. They had 4 wins going into this game, not 0 wins, not 1 win, and they beat Arizona. So this is a team that competed. You guys have seen a few of their players flash. Split zone concept. They're just like, hey, we're going to take a lead into the half, right? We're going to take this lead into the half. And, they kick the ball. We're trying to get something going, putting Travis Benjamin back there on that punt. We got 38 seconds left. We want to see if maybe Trey can get us into field goal position. Empty formation, 11 personnel because this is a running back and that is a tight end. Empty formation, running just basically slants to the top of the screen here. So you're going to see what looks to be a stick concept on the bottom. Yeah, it's a wide choice with a vertical and a hitch, and then double slants on the backside. So this slant clears for that slant, and Trey does a nice job putting that ball on the money, right? Let him throw the ball. Let him throw the ball. Let's go. Let him throw the ball in these timing rounds. We got 38 seconds left. Yeah, I think Trey thrives in pressure situations. I think Trey thrives when you play up tempo. And so I like putting the ball in the kid's hands. Let him go to work, right? Let Trey cook. Let him cook. I used to say that about Russ, right? Let Trey cook. So again, 11 personnel with a tight end right here and a wing. This is actually quads, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers to one side of the field. Okay, you'd think he would work the quad side because they got safety help over the single receiver side. We'll see what he does here. Yep, he's looking to the bottom of the screen, and he takes off, which is the right play. Buys time. Ah, I think he expected maybe Debo to sit there, and that ball was just a little bit behind him. But that's a good look and a nice play by Trey. So second down here, 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen, and Trey finds Ayuk on a really nice play. So that's a nice play there. You got to like it. So personnel-wise, again, we're at 11 personnel, but we're going empty formation. I like the bunch to the top of the screen because it's the short side of the field. Defensively, what it looks to be cover 2 man. So yeah, they're only rushing 4 here. And Trey does a good job. That's a really nice route by Ayuk as well. So what you'll see here is you'll see Ayuk. He's going to push vertical to the outside and come back in and just finds that void. And Trey does a nice job delivering that ball. So what do we see? We see 2 back-to-back completions when they're trusting Trey to throw the football, right? The game plan was let's run the guy. Let's, let him throw. Let him run your offense, and then let him run when the plays break down. You don't need to be running options all game with him in these different type of college, high school type plays. You can run those, but you don't need to run those. That should not be the game plan. The game plan is let him run your offense, let him run when plays break down, and then you sprinkle those plays in that give defensive nightmares, right? 11 personnel, trips to the bottom of the screen, Trey formation. Looks like cover 1 robber. So he sees his one-on-one on the backside, and that's almost catchable, right? That's almost catchable right there. And, we didn't see a lot of times where Jimmy would try that. So this is a robber, right? Cover 1 man, 1 safety deep. So Trey knows because the trips are to the field, he can probably get that one-on-one to the top of the screen. And whether that was cover 3 or Monday or cover 1, very similar concepts there. He put that ball was almost there. Look. I mean, that's a nice ball where only your guy can get it. Had he come down with that, he had 2 feet in there. So I like that play by Trey. I like that. And we didn't see Jimmy stretch the field vertically on fade routes. We just didn't see it, right? So this is an element of Trey's game that I really like. 11 personnel. Ace formation, shotgun. Unfortunately, Compton jumps out of his stance. This is going to push us back a little bit. So instead of being in more of a comfortable position, the Niners moving back 5 yards. And that's unfortunate. But they come back out in the same formation, and we have what is like a sail concept or a flood concept to one side of the field. And Trey makes this play. It's a little dangerous, quite honestly, as you can see. As he throws that ball, this defender's going to get really close to it. And I believe he even got maybe a hand on it. Okay, but he throws it high enough to where that's almost an impossible play. Ayuk does a good job coming, back to that ball there and making sure he can get his feet down. It gives Robbie Gould a chance to what? Get some points on the board. So instead of going into the half 7-0, Trey does a nice job right as the half closes to make it 7-3, right? 3 completions, first down, or a field goal. Let's go. You got to catch that. The Niners special teams is just absolute atrocious in a lot of ways this last year. You cannot let a ball bounce on a kickoff. That's a live ball. If this ball bounces this way and this guy's running full speed to go recover it, that's trouble. You got to get up there and catch that ball. You're lucky it bounced the way it did. Just not well-coached special teams last year from the Niners. That's why they have a new special teams coordinator, quite frankly. And I'm excited to see that. 21 personnel, right? 21 personnel, traditional pro-style offense, I formation, motion, and we are seeing outside zone. Not much cooking, but we're getting positive yardage. That's the key. We want to get positive yardage on first down, and I want to see my tailback running the ball, not my quarterback. Again, 21 personnel, 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Tight splits from your receivers enables you to block down, but also have some good options and play action. So again, we see a outside zone, a toss zone play to Debo here, and we're getting positive yardage. We're getting positive yardage. 3rd and 6. I think they hoped they would get a little bit more there. Nonetheless, 11 personnel. Okay, 3 wide receivers. We got a tight end and a fullback. And 3rd and 6 here for Trey. Let's see what he can do. Absolute bullet. Let the guy throw the ball, right? I mean, come on, somebody. Look at this. This is the type of plays they would run with Jimmy all game long. Ayuk is a really good route runner. You can see him head faking, step faking to the outside. Very solid release, and he's going to work back to the inside. Trey's eyes are in the middle of the field. He's doing a good job of manipulating this linebacker to give him this window. And what's he do? At the last second, you see him, boom, his eyes flip. He sees he's got his guy. But see how this guy's moving towards the back here? He's moving because Trey didn't give that away early. And zip! See that ball? That ball is zipped. He's got a lot of velocity on his throws. Gets the ball to Ayuk. Ayuk makes a play. Let's go. I mean, breaks a tackle, gets vertical. I'm going to be honest with you. Ayuk was really coming on strong late in the year. And I'm just pleased to see that they used him more in these type of situations. He's not afraid to go across the middle, breaks a tackle from a good player, and really gets a big gain out of that play. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. That's the type of play. We just got to go back to that one more time, because so often in the first half, we saw zone reads, we saw sweep reads, we saw G reads, we saw a lot of different reads where they're trying to read with Trey. Should he run? Should he not? Let Trey cook, right? They used to say that with Russ. Let him read and throw the football. Run your base offense. Let him run when plays break down, then sprinkle in the zone reads. But don't make that your game plan, right? So they motion him across. They know they got man-to-man because the motion goes, or the defender goes with him. Trey does a good job again, keeping his eyes where? Straight down the middle of the field so his receivers can go to work. Sets up the defensive back with a step outside, head fake to the outside, clears coverage. By the time he does, great timing by Trey. Trey flips his hips, his eyes. Watch this ball. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let him throw the football. Let the guy throw the football. That's what you need to do. Run your base offense with Trey, and then you can sprinkle in the other stuff. I really like what I see when they do that with Trey, when they try to get cute and do exotic play actions or a whole bunch of different read plays. It's not beneficial because teams are preparing for him to run like that. What they're not prepared for him to do is come out and rip the ball like that, right? 21 personnel. Tight splits from the receiver, sets up play action. That's what we see. Trey steps up, batted ball. Okay, now sometimes Trey gets his balls batted down. He had 2 or 3 of those against Arizona in his first start. What he needs to be able to do is identify rush lanes and also drops from backers, okay? So all he's got to do is just shift his release a little bit here. Okay, this guy's centered, right? This guy's centered. You got to get that ball a little bit higher over him or find that window a little bit quicker. But he bats the ball down. Unfortunately, it looked like we had a crosser coming there. Like I said, I wish we were watching the All-22, but for whatever reason, this is the only film I could not get All-22 on. I'm not exactly sure why. Looks like we have 11 personnel here, if you want to call Debo a running back, right? If not, you're looking at 1 personnel with just 1 tight end and 4 receivers. Trips to the top of the screen, or you could call it Trey because of the tight end. They motion to quads. Now, when they did this against Arizona, what they would do is run a quarterback draw with Trey. Okay, they'd run quarterback draw with Trey. But this looks to be a cover 1 concept with the robber. Yeah, they're running draw. So that's same type of concept they ran against Arizona. And a little bit predictable, as you can see. I just called the play because I remember what they did versus Arizona. Nonetheless, a positive gain, 3rd and short. So we got 3rd and 4 here. And single wide receiver to the bottom of the field is Ayuk. I would not be afraid to take a shot on that. Bunch concept to the top. So it goes guard, tackle, tight end, right? So 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers set, motion across with Debo, and we're running just a run concept with Trey. Interesting decision on third. Now remember, they haven't done the greatest job running the ball on traditional type run plays with Trey throughout this game. The timing's not perfect, but it's good. What they're doing is they're running a G concept. So they're pulling the backside guard up. Everybody else is down, down, down. We're pulling a G concept up to backer. We're going to kick with the fullback here. But to be honest with you, we don't. Two of our really solid blockers, Kittle and Juice, don't do the best job here. They don't do the best job. They have angles. Now, what we're going to see is we're going to see down, down here. Now, as we do this quickly here, you're going to see that Kittle needs to get on this block because we're coming down up. We're coming down here. Trent's going to look to double there or come up to backer. And that's exactly what it is. He comes to backer. But watch what happens to Kittle here. Kittle gets washed. That stops Brunskill. And then Juice goes for the legs of the defender there. Doesn't do nothing. Creates a pile. And so Trey really got kind of nowhere to go. So ultimately, it starts at the point of attack. Kittle could have done better. Juice could have done better. Brunskill could have done better pulling. But it all started because of Kittle having a tough time there. So we're at 4th and 1. We're at 4th and 1. We have 21 personnel. It could be actually 22 personnel because this looks like Kittle, so that's probably Dwelly up there. And 22 personnel, 4th and 1. And we are going to run a play action. He flips his hips. He tries to get the deep crosser. We have 2 over routes here. We have 2 over routes, and they're both in the same area. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. This should not be. This should not be. And so this is tough. Tough on Trey. But, you know, really one thing that Trey needs to do. Now, he doesn't really have this play to just throw to Kittle. This guy's got speed. This guy's got speed. Does he have that right there? He's thinking so. But he's got to be able to flip his hips to be able to get that ball on that drag. By the time he's able to flip his hips and throw, Mitchell's all over that. So what's he do? He goes to the next level. He's going for Ayuk. And this guy's playing top shoulder, which a good defensive back will do from the safety position, and he bats it down, right? Any good defensive back is going to tell you to play top shoulder. And that's exactly what happens. So you can't blame Trey on that. You really cannot blame Trey on that. I mean, he's got a guy in his face, he can't run. He's got a guy guarding Kittle, he can't throw. He's got a guy guarding Debo right there, can't throw there. And he's got another guy over the top of Ayuk playing top shoulder. That's good defense, and it's a simple play. Everybody that's played high school football, college football, you've played against boot. You've played against boot. Now that's all that is boot. The problem with that boot is Debo's route got too tall and it got too close to Ayuk. You would think that drag concept from Debo should be, okay, so the line of scrimmage is right here. So he's carrying it to, that's a little tall. And if it's not a little tall, then that route, it should be more vertical back here and then hedging back here to where it's behind that route. So a little bit of problem with these routes. They're too close to each other. Doesn't make sense. And Houston just does a good job. Now, remember, this is a Houston team that beat the Cardinals like a week or two before this. They have 4 wins, right? They're not a pushover team. They competed. So we can't expect to just run through them. But I don't like the play call. I don't like the play call, quite frankly. By formation, I did not like the play call. I need more motion. I need to put more strength to one side of the field to dictate their strength along their defensive line and with their backers. So when I do run that boot, I got numbers. All right, so Niners bring Jimmy Ward down. He does a good job. It gets a little vertical. Right, he gets a little too vertical on this. He's got to be able to, when he gets to the heels of the offensive line, he's got to break his feet down and squeeze. Okay, but the Niners are a nickel here with Jimmy down in a cover 1 concept. And he's got to break down right there, a little too far. You got to break down when you get to the heels of the lineman and you got to sink and get down the line. Okay. Nonetheless, we got to do a better job inside there as well to make sure to make a play. Now, I'll be honest, there's a couple plays in this game, if I remember correctly, that the Niners get lucky on. And, Armstead's tough to run against. DJ's tough to run against. So we do a good job there on 2nd and 3. We do a good job on 2nd and 3. So they come out, 11 personnel, Trey to the bottom of the screen, 3rd and 1. Niners are coming out in their nickel concept. It looks like a cover 1 concept. Okay, we got one single high safety. Tart's down. K1's manned up. We're locked across the board. And here comes, so we go from what essentially is a cover 1 concept and having a man in the hole to blitzing, which I like. And unfortunately, if I remember this play correctly, Jaquiski leaves his feet. Jaquiski's got to stay on his feet and make the play. Niners are matched up everywhere. They do a good job of disguising the blitz. We're bringing 5, cover 1 concept. But I don't know if you saw it right there, but Jaquiski face masked. He got in the air. You don't got to get in the air. A. B. Keep your hands below the chest. Keep your hands below the chest. You got to chest up the guys you're tackling. You're not arm tackling. But why did that happen? Because he got airborne. You don't need to get airborne. You don't need to get airborne. The ball is down. What are you doing? Now, I love Jaquiski in a lot of ways, but he makes silly mistakes. You can go back to the NFC Championship game where he dropped an easily catchable ball. You can go back to the last game we broke down where he was taking poor angles, going under blocks and giving up bigger gains. He's a good player. Jaquiski is a good player, but he makes silly mistakes. He's a veteran. This is not something a veteran does. You don't leave your feet when you're blitzing. That's never good. You do not leave your feet. And then second of all, he reaches out and grabs the face mask. So gives him a free first down. Niners are in nickel. Okay, we got trips to the bottom of the screen. It's likely man coverage here, zone to the front side. And first down. And they're running a little spot concept. And Davis Mills is a lot faster than people think. Does a good job getting out there. They get a little 3-yard gain on a scramble. 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. Again, Niners are in nickel. Looks like what is a cover 3 coverage concept. One high safety, cover 3. What I don't like sometimes is that the Niners will show what they're doing. They're showing what they're doing right here. It's like, why are you just going to show what you're running? You know what I'm saying? Don't show that so quickly. Bail on it. Make it look like it's man, then bail to cover 3, right? So they're running zone, and they get a decent gain. We're in nickel. I mean, we're with cover 3, so that's going to be, fairly tough to stop. Again, Niners are in nickel, but they're running exotic. It's 3rd and 3. We got the overload to the bottom of the screen so we can get that one-on-one right there with Nick Bosa on their tackle. And they chipped, though. They chipped with the tight end there. But what that does is it forces this guy to be under the sticks, right? Under the sticks. So when that ball is released, Marcel does a great job intercepting, coming underneath it. Now, what's crazy about this, I'm sure you remember if you watched this game, is that they stripped the ball from Marcel. So Marcel undercuts that route, makes a great interception, and then they strip this ball right there. And somehow they ruled the play dead, and the Niners got it back. I'm a Niner fan. You see that hat from the 80s, 90s. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna be honest. I think that was probably a fumble. You could say his forward progress has stopped, I guess, if you think so. I don't know, because that guy that was tackling was no longer tackling him. So to me, the Niners got real lucky on this play. You're going to see one other play where the Niners get lucky. But, that happens sometimes in football. All right, so you could call this 21 personnel, or you could call it 11, but Elijah, Debo, and Kittle. If I was the defense coordinator going against the Niners, I would probably just look at their formations because of the way they move their personnel. And I like this concept here. I like what I see here. Okay. Now, I don't think that's the best read, but I like the fact we're trying to stretch the field vertically, right? Stretch the field vertically. You never saw that from Jimmy. Okay. So we did a little fake fly motion. Okay. Over routes, wheel route, and he's going vertical. Probably had this, but did you notice he had a man in his chest, right? He knew he had to get rid of this ball. Watch. He's got a man coming in his chest right there. Okay, so by the time he's getting rid of the ball, I got a guy coming in my chest, and so I'm going to take the deep shot. He didn't really have time to set his feet and throw an accurate laser. He's like, I'm just going for it all. And he threw it where only his guy could get it. It did not look to me like Reed was in position to be able to get that. And you could see that's probably Trey looking at Debo going, I saw you, I'm sorry, but we got a pass interference nonetheless on Mitchell, versus Ayuk. And so we get a first down. And that's always nice to have. So first down, 11 personnel. Okay, a little two-man bunch to the top of the screen. And Niners are just going to run a little inside zone. Great job by that backside DB to be able to make a play there. You watch them play, and they play hard. The team played hard. That's one thing I respect about them. Niners are in 11 personnel, but they got Kittle one-on-one there. I like that. But safety's cheating to that side. Doesn't really have much there. Let's see what they do. Not much going. That is an absolute perfect read and play by Trey. You could see initially, right? If you in just the first right there, everybody's covered. They got man. They got safety over the top back here, right? And they got safety over the top here. So where do you go with the football? Everybody's locked up. They got man across the board. Where do you go? Well, I'll tell you where you go. You step up and you go to your check down. And that's exactly what Trey did, and he got his first down. Nice play. You got to like that. I think that's solid. You can't go wrong there. Debo comes in motion. Okay, so 21 personnel, 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Debo comes in motion to the short side. A little pop motion from the fullback. Play action. Release your tailback. Touchdown. Nice play call. Really nice play call. Really nice design. And I like the formation. I like how it was designed by the formation. They really sold it by that quick motion right there. You got a tight formation. You're making them think run. You motion the fullback out. You pop him out. He cuts back. Everybody's going hard to the inside, making it seem like run. Look at that influence. And you just release the back out in the backfield. Really nice play call. Nice play design. Touchdown Niners. We got a ball game. So now it's 10-7. You'll watch the backers here, you guys. Watch these backers because of the way the line is reaching so hard this way. The fullback's coming back this way. Everybody's flowing. Hard, aggressive defense. The one guy they think they're going to maybe hand it to is now released into the flat. Nobody's on him because of that. Nice play call. Touchdown. Interesting thing, I remember the Houston Texans running that play when Kyle was there and Kubiak was there and Arian Foster was the running back. They used to run this play, and it's just a nice play. So here we are, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Nice, decent special teams play by the Niners there, Charlie Warner. Niners are coming out in their nickel, playing a lot of nickel in this game. A lot of that is because of the formation here. Looks like it's 2 personnel. So this is two tight end, 3 wide receiver. Okay, never mind. That's 11. That's a running back. I couldn't see it first. So 11 personnel. Niners, this is what's kind of unacceptable about this right here. Okay, so the Niners are playing what is a pass coverage. And you'll even see the defensive tackle drop to the curl. Now, if the defensive tackle is dropping to this curl, and you got Fred here as well, and you got safety over the top, you got to be able to rally to that. And Marcel is just late. And when he gets there, it's kind of sloppy. Nonetheless, we're dropping 8 in coverage, and they still get 6 yards. I don't like it. We're in nickel. Okay, they run a little bit draw play. Nice job coming up and making a play. Good job by Marcel. I think we're going to see a guy like Oren Burks or Hufunga. I think you'll see Hufunga play in that position this year. Hufunga or Oren Brooks will be playing that position, and I like Hufunga in that role. I really like Hufunga in that role. When you need a pass defending outside linebacker, almost like a dual nickel, right? That's what you're getting here. When you're playing teams that are running 4 wide receiver sets, when they're wanting to chip away in the pass game, a guy like Hufunga can play linebacker like he can play down in the box and defend, and I think he can do a better job than Marcel because he's a better tackler. So good job here by Willis getting home. Willis came on strong late in the year, and I think you can't really ask for a better backup defensive end than somebody like Jordan Willis. I think he does a nice job, and we're going to see that one more time here. So the Niners show an exotic, right? They're trying to get one-on-one here to the top of the screen, and they're showing blitz here. It's really hard for the line to say, okay, well, let's slide here. They kind of have to stay man on. If they stay man on, that makes it really hard for that tackle to get out and get this guy. They better keep this guy in, and that just makes it very difficult. So 11 personnel, they're in ace formation, 3rd and 2. And like I said, see what I'm saying? They didn't keep that guy in. How is this tackle supposed to get to that guy? And why is that? Well, they couldn't run a slide protection because Warner was standing in the A gap. So they don't know if he's blitzing or not. So what it does is it opens up Willis to come off the edge there. He does a good job of getting his hand on the football too. See that football popped out? So that's a really nice job by Jordan Willis. Nice play by the big fella. Forcing 4th down. Now we're in a rhythm, right? 10-7 49ers. 4 minutes left in the game. And once again, our special teams is garbage. We're going backwards, folks. We love you, Brandon. I hope a Ray McLeod can play that position this year, and you can just focus on receiver, man. 21 personnel, little motion, short motion. We got tight splits from the receivers, which gives us great options if we want to run play action, and also great options if we want to run the football. Split zone, beautiful. Beautiful. That's what you want to see late in the game. Teams wearing down. Okay, so what do we mean by split zone? What we mean is that George is going to come back and get that end. Okay, everybody else is reach blocking. We're everybody's zone blocking, man over, man over, man over. And they just do a good job. So Kittle seals there. Compton's up on backer. You're holding this front side by these guys. You see him releasing to the flat. It kind of forces the backer to honor it because if he doesn't hand that off, who's guarding that guy, right? So this is a good concept, and it's blocked really well by the Niners. Excellent cutback. We saw that lane on, I think, the first carry for the game for Elijah, and he carried it there. Well, this time he cuts it back. Does a really nice job getting vertical. 1st down. You got to like it. You got to like it. You got to like what you're seeing there. And, yeah, it's good stuff. That's good stuff. So, it looks like 12 personnel, tight splits, play action opportunity, but we can also, run inside zone with some tight end lead action, right? 11 personnel, 2nd and 8. Trey drops back. Zips that ball, and what happens? Debo drops it. Give me the 10, the 38, and Elijah Moore for Debo. Watch this. Right on him. Drops it. And what is he gonna say? Is that Trey's fault, Debo? Sure. All right. Ball wasn't perfect, but any quarterback coach will tell you that when you're leading a receiver over the middle, they want the ball on the backside hip. Watch Bill Walsh talk about how you throw a slant. He's going to tell you to put it on the back hip. Why? Because if you put the ball out in front of the guy, it can be intercepted because they play top shoulder. It could also be tipped and picked. It could also lead your receiver into a strong safety or linebacker that's going to take his head off. So, long story short, that's just how they teach it. Right here we have 11 personnel, tight end, running back, empty formation, 3rd and 8. Trey drops back. Not much cooking. Rolls. What do you got, Trey? Gets real close to a first down. Real close to a first down. I'm not sure if he got it or not. 4th and inches, and they're punting. I guess you protect that lead right there. It makes sense. But that was kind of that series was dropped by, stalled by a drop ball in a lot of ways. First down. Okay, they're wanting to run that double tight formation and get that inside zone, that belly zone, moving and running. And it's giving the Niners a little bit of fits here, right? So they go, I think they're doing it again. So it's guard, tackle, tight end. Tight end, I believe. So that's a really tough personnel grouping to go against when they want to run the football. Now, this is a great job by Marcel Harris. Unfortunately, Marcel's not able to stop him at initial contact, so he gets the first down. But I do like the fill. All right. 1st and 10, play action. They're trying to go vertical. And who do they got? Brian Cooks. And Brian Cooks is an absolute playmaker. I love this dude. I don't know why he hasn't been able to stay on a team. You know what I mean? The guy just makes plays. It's like every reception they made nearly that counted in this game, he caught. Now, on this particular play, they have a holding, so it doesn't do anything for the Niners. For Houston. But little guy goes up, makes a play. I don't care if you're coming to hit me. I don't care if I'm getting pass interference. It kind of looks like it, right? I'm going to make a play on the football because I'm Brandon Cooks. You know what I mean? And he's just a good player. So 1st and 20, Niners are in good position. They can play their nickel. They can drop. They're only rushing 3 here. I don't really like it. I don't see a point in putting Kevin Givens in coverage. You know what I mean? Rush him. And once again, we got Kevin Givens dropping in coverage. I don't see the point. You're giving a guy more time. And now it went from, if that was caught, right, that would have been a lot closer. That would have been 3rd and 5 now from 1st and 20. Excuse me. So with that said, we got 3rd and 11. Nice stunt. And what do? They go to money. They go to their money. Brandon Cooks. I'm going to go to my money guy versus Josh Norman. But the better question is, why are the Niners putting Josh Norman one-on-one against Brandon Cooks? Look at that. He can't guard a speed guy. He can't guard top flight receivers. Why are you even doing that? Double that guy. It's the only guy they got that they really makes a play. They come out in that B formation. Guard, tackle, tight end. Right? B formation. And they're just looking at running what is essentially a belly play, a blast play. Man on man, down, and find a hole, get up in it. It's a tough play to guard against when you got a formation like that. They go back to 11 personnel, Trey to the bottom of the screen, and they're looking again at doing what? They're going to try to go one-on-one against Dante Johnson. Look, if you're going to put one-on-one against my best receiver with your scrub backup corners, I'm going to go after it. Now, I don't mind Dante Johnson as a backup corner, but I'm not going to put him one-on-one against Brandon Cooks. Look at that. Of course he's going to pass interference. He's not going to give up a deep ball. I don't even blame him for pass interference right there. Beef formation, guard, tackle, tight end, right? Beef formation. They're just looking at getting up in there off tackle and running the football. That's tough to defend. It's tough to defend. But for the Niners, when they see that formation, bro, they got to get their pad level down. They got to wrong arm kicks, and they got to make sure they're stopping the run because it's too obvious. All right, this looks like 12 personnel if these are 2 tight ends, but they're both in wing positions. They're running split zone, and DJ Jones does a real good job because he's a real good player. All right, Niners giving an exotic rush look because it's 3rd and 3, and this time the Niners bring it. And man for man across the board, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's cover 0. Niners are going cover 0, bringing 6 on 3rd and 3. And That's what happens. You get home. You get home. So you do a lot of exotics early where you drop the guys back out, and then this time you bring them, right? So let's watch them. They do a good job there. DJ does a great job stopping that run to force a 3rd and 3. We got the exotic look, right? And we're bringing them. What I like is we got Bosa standing up here. So Bosa standing up. Warner's in the A gap. We got Ebucom. We're split wide 9. We're pressed in the slots. It's a cool defensive look. I really do like this look. Nice game they're playing. The mesh concept of those crossing routes is not going to have time versus a 6-man rush. Niners get home, force a field goal attempt here. And he misses it. So we're up 10-7 still. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. First down, 21 personnel. Tight splits for the receivers, right? And Niners do a good job. Run a split zone there. Run a split zone. Nice job. And it's, man, if he can break that one tackle, if he can get free from that one guy, 21 personnel again. Okay. I actually like this personnel better than 11. They run split zone again to the other side of the field. Okay, so this is just wide zone coming back. It's actually inside zone, but the tight end's coming back to kick that backside end on split zone. All right, see what we got personnel-wise. We got 11 personnel, a little Trey, bunch concept, trio concept, and yes, that's what I'm talking about. Look, this is a first down play. 3rd and 3, he gets the first down. But this is also a play you didn't see Jimmy run. You didn't see Jimmy run a play where he's throwing the ball outside the numbers. You just don't see it. Everything's over the middle with Jimmy, right? So even that ball was a little down, a little underthrown, it's there where it needs to be to get that first down to Jawan. Way to go down and get a big Jawan. So Niners come out in their own kind of beef concept. They got 12 personnel, 2 tight ends here, and a running back, and they're running some play action, sets his feet, hits the crosser on the money, touchdown. Okay, so when you can run the ball, when you're doing a good job mixing it up, then you can set up a deep shot downfield, okay? What I like about this is you got 2 crossers, one coming up and running, more of a flat, and he's going more of a vertical. So you're basically in a 2-man concept, max protection, and then the tight end releases short, and you either got one vertical going this way or another vertical coming back this way. Lance sees it. Debo does a good job of flattening his route because you see the safety is deep. So instead of him running, more of a post here, he turns it into a dig and runs it flat. Catches that there, turns it out, touchdown. Good play. You know what I mean? Good play. And, this is where the Niners start to get away from them a little bit and really just, separate them. So 17-7, 10 left in the 4th. First down here for Houston, and we're starting to get home. And we got nickel defense, and just doing a good job. Nice inside rush move. Unfortunately, he went too low. He got him on the legs. I think that's key. And good job using your hands, but he falls. He hits him in the legs, and then Amenahu even hits him in the head. So that's a first down, roughing the passer. Niners are in a nickel concept, little play action look. Miles rolls out, checks it down. All-Pro Fred's there to make a play. Of course, who they throw it to? Brandon Cooks. Trio concept, 11 personnel, and they're just running inside zone, belly zone, dive plays. It's very similar to like what Leftwich does in Tampa Bay with a lot of these little run concepts. Here's a reverse. Amenahu almost makes that play. They get the first down, but the Niners are rallying. So, that's a nice play overall. Excuse me. Miles, Davis Miles is kind of working for his life there. All Pro Fred is flashing like he's going to blitz, bails, and then they send the Shark. And unfortunately, Jordan Willis got his leverage broke, but he recovers. Okay? That could have been trouble. It could have been trouble for the Niners. You got to keep your leverage as a defensive end. Once again, they go back to this dive play. It's almost like a delay, a little delay dive, like a draw, little inside dive play where they're just trying to work the one tech. They're trying to run out the one tech. Right there, Miles throws between two receivers. Not one of them are in the right spot, or he threw to the wrong spot. Nonetheless, Niners force a punt. And of course, our special teams is atrocious. So what happens? Wow, they had the chance to get the ball to us on the one. Yeah, it's trouble, man. It's trouble. First down for the Niners. Nice little inside lead zone. First down for the Niners, a nice little inside. So we got 21 personnel, which was a great personnel grouping against this team. Was very effective. And we are just running split lead zone. It's a nice job. Kittle motions. Excuse me, 21 personnel again. And there's a lead draw. Nice play. "21 personnel and nothing cooking." Big boy put a stop to that. He said, "I've seen this 21 personnel a few times now. I know you're going to try to run a lead here. I'm going to bash that up." So we go 2nd and 12. And Niners try to get a wide zone toss play. And it's just not cooking. But at this point, you have a 10-point lead, right? You run the football. There's only 4 minutes left. 3rd and 12. Niners are in 11 personnel. Trey to the top of the screen. When I say Trey, I mean formation, not Trey Lance. And just an absolute bullet from Trey Lance there. Beautiful throw that I believe George Kittle dropped, but we got a completion for it. But he delivers that ball right where it needs to be, and we get the catch. We get the catch. Although, excuse me, quite frankly, to me, right here, watch this. Where's the ball go? Ding, out to the side. Did he drop it? You tell me right here. Did he drop it? Oh, they gave him a catch on that. I think the Niners got lucky twice in this game. I'm just being honest, and that's my team. You know what I mean? That's my team. But nonetheless, Trey put it on the money there. Inside zone, lead inside zone. Elijah Mitchell breaks a tackle. I think he would have been house call early in the year. Of course, his legs had a lot of miles on him by that time. But I'm excited to see what Elijah Mitchell can do in year 2. So we see what looks to be 21 personnel because we have 2 running backs, if you want to call Debo a running back. And Niners go with a little bit of inside zone with Debo. And I don't know why that guy would want to leave this team for as many interesting type of touches that he gets and the way they use him and move him around. If he only wants to play receiver, I think that limits the amount of money a team would want to give him, right? He's kind of like that Percy Harvin type of player. So Niners come out here. I can't tell who's out here. If you call Debo a running back, you could call this 11. If not, this would be 1 personnel with just 1 tight end and 4 wide receivers. Can't tell who's to the bottom of the screen. And we get a little G run here. Because of the formation on this play, this is a really nice call, right? When you got, okay, so that's 11 personnel, but you're motioning to empty. What does that do? That empties the box. And the way this is designed, we're running to that bubble. So this is a perfect play call. Why is it like that? Because the strength is here. So they slide their strength to there. We're going to attack that one tech, and you're going to see Brunskill's going to pull up. Kittle's going to kick. What ends up happening is that defensive end tries to wrong arm that, So Kittle just logs it. They pick it up. It's a walk in. Great play call. Easy touchdown. Niners are rolling, right? This is how y'all do it. This is how you do it, right? 23-7. And it's just really a nice play call. Good G concept. And that's where you want to use Trey's feet. That's where you want to use Trey running the football. You don't want to use him earlier in the game. It doesn't make any sense to do that. So this is a good job. But penalty, so the Niners have to come back out. They try to do a little swing screen, nothing cooking. And so typically earlier in what we would see is when they would do this formation, this concept, it would be a draw. It'd be a run for Trey. So obviously Debo doesn't always play running back. So their timing here is going to be a little messed up. He expects Debo to come up. Debo's still going flat. He expects when Debo whips his eyes to come up. Because he's not a running back catching these passes every day, their timing is not going to be perfect. Lance doesn't think he's going to throw it straight here because if he throws it backwards, that's potential fumbles. So he thinks he should be a step ahead of him, but it's just not. They're not on the same page. Probably not the best ball, probably not the best route. Nonetheless, they're not on the same page. And what looked like a promising play goes for nothing. Trey's got to be frustrated on something so simple to miss that. But we get the field goal, and it goes to 27. Kick return, and there's a good tackle. Nice job by Craycraft, the Miami Dolphin. They come back and try to run the ball here on first down. They run that little check down. But when you're with 3 minutes left in the game, with a 27 lead, you start to play soft coverage where you want to rally. You play a lot of quarters. Niners are in a nickel formation. It looks like they're playing quarters. Armstead does a good job getting free there from the 3-tech, forcing that ball out of bounds. Nice play by Eric Armstead. Does such a good job from inside. I mean, he's just too much of a load for those guys. And I like how he's trying to bat the ball down and get in the way of the, when you can't get home, we need to bat some more balls down. That's one thing that the Niners don't do a great job of doing is batting footballs down because they're so concerned about rushing the passer. I want to see more batted balls, and I hope we see that this year. Defensively, it looks like we're running cover 2 man. We're in a nickel, running cover 2 man, and that's a nice job by Dante Johnson. That is a nice job by Dante Johnson to get in front of that. I cannot even hate one little bit. For as basic as Dante is, sometimes he makes really nice plays. We saw that in the Cardinals game, and we see it here. First down, Niners are in, looks like 22 formation, personnel. Yeah, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. Let's get downhill and run the rock. Let's go. That's what I like to see. I wanted to see more of that earlier. Get in 22 formation, run the rock, and make them defend the run, and then run your play actions, right? So 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and we're running inside zone to the top of the field there. And I like what I see there. Put your head down, go vertical. Let's pound the rock, Kyle. Let's pound the rock. All right. So here we are again in so the 2 running backs. And again, 2 tight ends, but a different formation. This formation they like to run Trey in. They like to run Trey running the football. So let's see what they do. Yeah, exactly. So they're going to pull Lakin around. They're going to kick. Everybody else is on down. We're going to pull him up to backer. Juice is going to kick there. This should be a first down. Okay, well, unfortunately, guys are getting off blocks, and it forces a 4th and short. But I want to watch one more time because when you look at this right there, you feel like Lakin should be able to get that guy. You should be able to get that guy. Yeah, it's tough. But we missed some blocks a little bit there, and we make it short, we make it close. But we got Bob Gold. Bob Gold's ready to kick the field goal, and we're getting points, and that's the idea, right? We want to get points in the game, so that's good stuff. See how our special teams does. Decent job getting down the field, wrap up. Nice work. First down. trips to the bottom of the screen, forcing the check down. Nice play. Flanagan fouls. It's hard to find a better backup linebacker than him. Let's be real. So they got 11 personnel, tight end in the short slot here. Wing type position. And Trey. I call it Trey because there's a Y right there. It's a tough word to use when you're talking about the Niners all the time. But he chips Bosa because Bosa's a nightmare. And, they actually make a decent play here. Working the sidelines, trying to get the ball down the field. The game's out of reach. But nonetheless, they do a decent job. 1st and 10. And it forces the check down. All-Pro Fred and company are there to make the tackle. And 2nd and 1 here. Niners are just playing quarters across the board here. We actually get home. And, they're chipping away. They want to get some more points on the board. They'd like to at least get a field goal. Niners are, again, playing quarters. And they do a good job getting pressure. It's nice to see. Good rally. 3 seconds left in the game. Let's see what they got. Okay, Trey formation to the bottom. They're running verticals. And get the ball to Brandon Cooks. See if he can, make a play. And that is the game. That's the game. So, I think that one thing we want to look at here before we get out of here is we want to check the stats, right? We want to look at the stats. And I think that it's important to take a look at what we saw here. It's important to take a look at what we saw. 16 of 23 for 249 for Trey, right? I can handle that. The one interception was a poor decision, right? We know that. This one interception was a poor decision. But 16 of 23, and I can think of 2 drops right now. I think that there's room for improvement for Trey. But, man, you gotta like what you see from the kid. You really do. 8 rushing attempts. 8 rushing attempts. More than Debo. So you see how Debo's rushing attempts go down when Trey is in the game. And maybe it's just the opposite of what everybody thinks. Maybe it's just the opposite of what everybody thinks. But he was able to spread the ball around, as you can see. A lot of different receivers getting the ball. 8 different receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different guys getting the ball. Multiple targets for all of them but one, and he caught one pass. So he's spreading the ball around. And I think that when you got your starting quarterback running the ball 8 times, what do you expect? So, I like what we saw. I like what we saw from Trey versus the Cardinals and versus the Texans. I think that there's a lot of promise for Trey Lance and for the 49ers. I appreciate you joining me, watching this. Please like and share. Thank you for checking out 49ers Breakdown. I'm going to continue to break down game film, different topics, maybe our draft prospects, etc. Thank you so much again. If you would share this, tell people about this channel if they're interested in X's and O's. And I'm just grateful to be here. So God bless you, and see you next time on 49ers Breakdown. And let me just say this one last thing. Trey area. I'm ready for this. I think the Niners are ready for this. And year 2 could be an amazing year. Trey area. The kid is doing things for his age that is very impressive. And I just hope that Kyle lets him cook. I'm hoping that Kyle lets him cook and doesn't try to run him too much in, G-type schemes and zone read type schemes. I'd like to see him, run the ball when the play breaks down. So anyhow, God bless you. Thanks again.